MCU. Now, I don't need to give an introduction. You guys know what the MCU is. It gave us amazing heroes, some becoming household names. Like, seriously, who here actually knew the Guardians of the Galaxy before that 2014? Probably one of you guys. But you know what a great hero needs? A great villain. Sadly, that is not something that the MCU is good at accomplishing. Though they do get some good ones in there. Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the villains in the MCU. Today, we're doing part 1, aka the bad ones.
I mean, I won't say Sonny Birch is an awful villain. Actually, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, you want to know the funniest part? You're probably watching this and ready to go, but Jacob, Sonny Birch isn't the villain, Ghost is. And that's where you're wrong. Due to the fact that Ghost was actually trying to just save herself, Sonny Birch is indeed the villain of this movie. No, Ghost is still on this list. Honestly, my big problem with Sonny Birch is the fact that he has literally nothing to talk about, so I'm just gonna end this segment right here.
You never heard of me, all the weird stuff I do and say.
No, he does not deserve this good song. Turn the music off.
Yawnrog made me yawn, dog.
Now, I'm not saying that I hate the twist that the Kree were evil. In fact, I'm actually fine with that twist. But I am saying that I hate the leader of the Kree. He was just so boring and forgettable. Heck, he was so boring and forgettable, he didn't even get to have a fight scene with Captain Marvel. He just threatened to fight her and then she, booped, threw him back into space. I have nothing else to really say here, so I'll just give a fun fact. Did you know that originally Keanu Reeves was going to be cast as Yawnrog? What a terrible movie. What a terrible villain.
What a terrible performance. Get the hook.
Luffy may very well be the most forgettable villain in the MCU. Luffy is the leader of the Frost Giants and Loki's biological father. He wants to assassinate Odin. The thing is, it's barely really focused on within the movie. If I were completely honest, I actually forgot he was even in the movie until the scene where Loki decides to kill him, which can basically be summed up as Loki deciding to go, yeah, this movie needs a better antagonist. Goodbye. Doomsday from Batman vs. Superman was pretty disappointing, along with the movie. Wait a second. This isn't the villain I was looking for. There he is. Emil Blonsky is some guy who really wants to kill that Hulk, but is unable to. So he gets himself some super soldier serum, and when that doesn't work, he then transforms himself into this monstrosity. And that's kind of just the thing about Blonsky, that he just wants to get that Hulk. If I can give him a bit of credit, the fight scene between Abomination and Hulk is actually really cool. But other than that, this guy doesn't really have anything interesting going for him. We all knew this was coming. Malekith the Accursed is the main villain of Thor: The Dark World. I'm gonna be completely straight and honest with you guys. If it weren't for the fact that I already knew his name before I watched the movie, I probably would not have remembered his name by the end of the movie. He was pretty forgettable. I'll give him this. He at least felt like there was more of a presence in Luffy, and I at least remembered he was in this movie, which isn't really saying much. I honestly hate how he looks in the movie. Malekith in the comics looked like this. I would have rather seen this. This looks cool. How did we get this? He's overall a bland and forgettable villain for honestly a pretty bland and forgettable movie. Next.
Mother knows best.
Now, I will give Supreme Intelligence this. She's a better villain than Yawnrog. but she still kinda sucks. Now, I'll give her credit where credit is due. She may return in a sequel, which could make her a better villain, but as for the original movie, she does not really do much. She didn't really get much to do in the movie, except come across as Carol's mother figure. She didn't really have anything to do, but which is why I can't really talk about her, but hey, maybe she'll appear in a sequel and maybe she'll be a pretty decent baddie. Who knows? This one is on 2 villains, so I'm going to talk about both of them individually, and then talk about what my problem is with both of them. First, we got Whiplash, aka the worst villain suit in the entire MCU, who wants to kill Tony Stark for... what was that again? Because Tony's dad had Whiplash's dad deported, in which he was then arrested by his government for not getting into a good relationship with the Americans. So he had to raise his son alone, and then he died, so his son wants vengeance. And while we do have Whiplash as the actual supervillain, later in the movie he ends up teaming up with Tony Stark's rival, Justin Hammer, who wants to outdo Tony Stark in the weapon building industry. So he teams up with Whiplash, since he was able to build those electric strings of death. My problem with these guys isn't really that they were bad villains. It's more that due to Iron Man 2 being a mess of a film, we don't get much of them. So the only thing that comes across with them is, I am angry Russian guy with strings. And I am snobby rich guy who wants to outdo the main character. Team up with me. Okay. What do you want? My bird. You mean this bird? No. And then he backstabs him. And then he tries to kill Tony Stark. And then he fails. And then he pulls a Predator. Oh yeah, and then Justin got arrested or something.
Y-E-L-L-O-W spells yellow.
Finally, we end off this third of the list with Yellow Jacket. Now, the reason why I don't consider Yellow Jacket a really good villain is mainly because he doesn't really seem to have much of a connection to our main character. It's more of just, he's told, hey, there's someone who's basically using your suit but for evil. Go stop him. Actually, now that I think of it, Scott didn't really have an emotional reason to fight him until he was just like, I'm gonna kill your daughter now. And that was like a minute before he died. If I can give him credit for something, I will actually say that the fight between Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket is actually one of my favorites in the MCU. So that's actually the main reason why he's high up on the worst list. But anyways, I would like to thank you guys for watching this video. It took me way longer than it probably should have, mainly because I procrastinated. Part 2 will be out either in September or at latest October. My next video, my next main video at least, is probably going to be a new World of Amiibo. But I will also confirm that recording is currently done for Villain of Eternity 2. So I look forward to that. Goodbye, everyone.